Namaste. You're listening to a catalyst for your moments of mindfulness today. We are coming into a time where a lot of people, like you and me, are finding our voice. So if you're here listening to mine today or watching it on YouTube, I'd like to thank you for choosing to tune in with me today. And if you're new here, welcome. I look forward to guiding you closer to your heart center in this mini-sode. So when we talk about finding our voice, what does that mean? Well, for me, it starts with listening to that inner voice inside. So if you've looked on my podcast, I have a few mini-sodes on the importance and how to listen to our inner voice. And also in my recent mini-sode, I talked about how our inner voice can be the first indicator of knowing when it's time to change. So in order to use this physical, audible voice, it starts internally for me, because what is really coming out of our mouths on a day-to-day life? There has to be a connection between our mind, our heart, and our gut to then enable that sound to be produced. Because if not, what are we really saying? And our words have weight. So when we're not making that connection, that is when we have the tendency to hurt people with our words, to say things we don't mean. And once it's put out there, we can't take it back. I'm sure we all know that, or have learned that the hard way. However, when we are unified in our speech, that is when we can speak lovingly, we can speak mindfully, and we can speak wholeheartedly. And let me demonstrate what I mean by that. So when I visualize what is to be said and what is coming out of my mouth and saying that it starts from down here, I visualize my words first manifesting as a feeling, as a gut feeling, as an intuitive sense, or just something that I know needs to be said. And then as it's traveling up, it then comes into connection with my heart. And here is when I give the loving attention that these words need and shower them with love. So then speak lovingly so that when it comes up to my throat and out through my mouth, whatever that feeling is, even if it's a strong feeling, it is then said with love, because we must speak with love. And love is what makes our world go around. It sounds cliche, it sounds corny, but how many problems are really solved with hatred and rash decisions? I'll wait. If anything, that is what creates most of the problems that we have today. So by speaking with love and coming from that place of authenticity, that deep, honored truth, that is what I believe speech is. And that is what I believe finding your voice is. If more of us are able to connect with that intuitive sense and then speak with love, that could change the world. And that's what we're here to do. So I hope that that little diagram, that little illustration helps you kind of think more creatively about your speech and think more lovingly about it too. And for me, using that visualization also helps when I have to make presentations, have difficult conversations, because I really ask myself, what is really true for me in this moment? What do I feel has to be said? And then in processing all those emotions, it could take an hour, it could take a few minutes, or it could take days. You know, those conversations where you got to let it marinate for a little bit and think about what you want to say over and over and over again. So in that time of channeling and processing, when you then think about it and say, okay, you're about to come face to face with this person, let it come from a place of love. Let it come from a place of mutual interest for both me and you. And whatever it is has to be, whether that's a conversation with your partner, conversation with a friend, or a conversation with your colleague, or even your manager at work. Let it come from that place of love, of greater interest and authenticity. And then when you're able to speak it, the more that you speak and you use your voice, the more comfortable you'll get with hearing yourself, and hearing yourself on two levels, hearing that deep inner truth, and then hearing yourself, the audible you, the voice that you have. And of course, finding our voice takes practice, and it takes a lot of experimentation, and it takes courage, because a lot of us, myself included, may come from lineages and ancestries and families where our voices were suppressed, our voices were silenced, and it was never safe to speak up. However, that's changing now. So I hope that this mini-sode inspires you to continue finding your truth, listening to your truth, tuning into that truth, and finding your voice. I invite you now to take a moment of mindfulness with me and close your eyes and tune in to your body. And we do so by tuning in to our breath. Deeply inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Allowing the breath to slow and allowing your mind to be present here, just for a few moments. And I invite you to visualize a bright blue light shining through your throat, your vishuddha chakra, the throat chakra. Envision this blue light, horizontal blue light, coming from the center of the earth through your throat, cleansing, clarifying, and purifying this throat chakra, this energy center, so that anything, any words, any feelings that are processed and that are coming through this energy center, they're sweet, sacred, and full of love. And if at any time you feel like your throat is blocked, your throat is clogged, your throat is inflamed, bring this blue light into this space to cleanse it once more until you are able to find your voice strongly, confidently, and with love. And once again, I hope this mini-sode inspires you to speak with more love and to find your voice. So when you're ready, coming back to the center, maintaining this visualization with you and knowing that it's accessible to you at any time. I hope you feel encouraged on your journey to find your own voice. Thank you for tuning in with me today. Namaste. If you enjoyed this mini-sode, please leave a 5-star rating on the platform you're using to listen or on my Facebook page @Catalyst by Kaylin. And please continue to share this podcast with those who you believe can benefit from a few moments of mindfulness today. Thank you.